Well, hello. Thanks for coming back to check out another video. So, we are here today to do a June Shop My Stash. If you will recall, we did not do a May Shop My Stash because I went out of town. The month of May was just chaotic and hectic, and I figured I would have less makeup days than makeup days. So I really just wanted to kind of focus in on Project Pan items. However, I'm really excited to sit down, film this Shop My Stash for you guys, go through and pick out some fun things. I do think a soft goal is that I want to pick out something from every category, even if it conflicts with something that I'm project panning, you know? Because we're halfway through the year. Like, where did the year go to? And I just feel like I've just been so hyper focused in on project pan items for the first 5 months of the year that I'm like, you know what, we're at June, let's at least have like a month or two of like playing around more, and maybe that means you don't make as good progress on like your project pan stuff, but that's okay. So, if this is the first Shop My Stash that you are seeing from me, I just want to forewarn you, I go out of order because my little makeup corner is kind of set up out of order, and I just don't want to forget to pull anything out. So the two drawers that you are looking at right now house cream blushes and cream highlighters. So I'm going to open these up and we will see what we can pull out of there. Okay, so I have my cream blush drawer pulled out for you guys. It also has my Milk Makeup bronzing stick in it for right now. But the blush that I would like to pull out is from Fenty Beauty. This is one of their cream blushes. This is in the shade Summertime Wine. If I open this up for you guys, this is the shade of it. I will swatch this out along with the cream highlighter that we pull out after I pick out the cream highlighter. But yeah, I'm going to bring out this cream blush. It's just a really pretty shade for like summer. Obviously, it's called Summertime Wine, but I also think it would be really pretty in the fall. Okay, so here is the cream highlighter drawer, and I've already kind of thought about some of these things, so I apologize. This is very reflective background, but this is from Fenty Beauty as well. This is one of their diamond bombs in the shade Fenty Glow. I'm not sure if this is part of the permanent line that they have, but it came in like a holiday set for 2021, if I'm not mistaken. This is like a cream to powder shade. It is a little bit darker, but it's kind of on like the pinky side, and I just feel like this will be really pretty for this time of year. Okay, so here is a swatch of the Fenty Beauty Cream Highlighter in Fenty Glow, and then there is the Fenty Beauty Cream Blush in the shade Summertime Wine. Both very pretty. I also feel like this is going to pair super nicely with some of the powder highlighters that I'm working on, as well as that ColourPop Super Shock highlighter in the shade Stole the Show. Okay, so here is the drawer that houses all of my like blushes, bronzers, and highlighters. So I do want to point out to you guys that I do have some cream bronzers in here too, tucked back right there. You can see the ABH cream bronzer. I'm actually going to pull that out. Alright, so here is the ABH cream bronzer. I have mine in the shade Sun Kissed, if I could get the glare off of there. This just isn't my favorite cream bronzer. It really boils down to the shade of it. It's just not as neutral as I would prefer, and I believe this was described as the like light neutral shade. It's just a little bit warm for like me and my taste. So maybe to someone else this would be like the perfect neutral shade. Hopefully you can see if I like turn it and maybe try to catch the shadow. There is like a pretty good dip in the center of that. I did already swatch it out on my hand for you. So there is a swatch of it. Yeah, I feel like on camera it always pulls like it looks neutral, but just in real life and like once I have on the rest of my makeup, like it just feels very warm. Okay, so there are two blushes that I would like to pull out. The first one is from Physicians Formula. This was gifted to me by my bestie for my birthday. So this is one of their butter bronzers in the shade Mauve Mattes, I guess. Is that? Yeah, that looks like that's the shade name. So this is super pretty. I haven't yet used it or even swatched it, but look at that imprinting. And it smells like the butter bronzer. Like, cannot wait to see what this looks like all swirled together, because like it's just a bunch of different shades. So it kind of reminds me of Benefit Sugar Bomb. So yeah, really excited to like pull this out and play with it. And then the other one is something that I picked up for myself, like a to me from me birthday gift. Don't we all do that? So I was unaware that Benefit, they seem to have discontinued some of their older blushes. Like the Gold Rush blush is my favorite, and I can no longer find that like online. And I was honestly like gonna finish off my mini and then repurchase that as a full size. But when I was at Ulta, I did see they have like a whole new line of like blushes. So this is the Butterfly blush. Let me try to not blind you with that mirror. It is a really pretty like glowy orangey kind of blush, and I just feel like this is perfect to pull out for this time of year. So let me give you a swatch of each of these blushes. Okay, so here's that Benefit one called Butterfly. Hopefully if I move my hand around, you can see like some of that golden shiftiness to it. Super pretty in person. And then this is the Physicians Formula blush in Mauve Matte. Is that what we decided the name is? It's really pretty. It doesn't have quite the same like color. Like I just swatched my hand or ran my hand through like the whole pan, and this is kind of the shade that we got. So it's not actually like Sugar Bomb, but it's still really pretty. Like that is such an effortlessly pink kind of shade to incorporate and wear in, and I have to say it felt like really smooth on the swatch, so I'm sure that it's going to blend out quite lovely and look so very nice. Okay, for highlighters, I'm going to bring out these two. So this first one is from Nabla. It's part of their skin glazing line. This is in the shade Privilege. This is like a light peachy golden kind of shade. And then I did purchase a Uden's Easter mystery box. And so in that box, I did get one of their highlighters from the Norns collection. I think that the ring light is washing out all of the writing, but this is the Veil of the Future highlighter. So let me open this up and not blind you with the mirror. But it's really pretty, and I love how like, since it's like handmade, like every highlighter will be different. So like if you have this, yours probably doesn't look quite like mine, you know what I mean? But I have used this like a few times since getting it, and it's just this really pretty like kind of light golden shade. So let me give you a swatch of both of these. Okay, here's some swatches of those. So this one is the Uden's one, the Veil of the Future, and then this is the Nabla, what did we say it was called? Privilege, if I could remember these things. But yeah, so I feel like on camera they're looking a bit samey, but this one definitely has more of a peachiness to it, and it's much more like bam in your face. The Uden's one is like a softer highlighter, and it's definitely got like a more golden sheen to it. Okay, so I know you can't see it. I can't angle the camera down any further. However, this drawer right here, that second one, is all of like my drugstore palettes. And then beneath that is all of my like high-end / indie brand palettes. Now, normally what I do is I just show you guys like, oh, hey, these are all the palettes that I have out on my desk that I'm working in like different project pans. But like I said at the introduction, I just want to play around. Like I'm just ready, you know what I mean? Like I'm tired of hyper focusing in on things. So I did pull out 4 eyeshadow palettes that I want to show you guys. I'm going to leave these out on my vanity. Actually, I guess 5 eyeshadow palettes that I have pulled out that I would just like to incorporate in some way or another during like this month, or maybe like carry them over into July. So let me grab them all and I will show them to you. Okay, so the first palette that I'm going to have out on my desk is the Glam Like Cake palette. Now, Laura Sweetly sent this to me. If you're unfamiliar with it, this is like their rainbow palette. It's just really pretty. I'm excited to dip into some of these shades. Like it just, I don't know, like this corner down here is like, oh, let's go have a pool party, you know? This one up here is like just really bright and fun. I just think that the color story, even if it is just like a rainbow palette, like they did it really well. And I love how you do have like a matte shade and then a shimmer shade and then, you know, like this and this, or I guess like it's more like orange and then this and like the brown. The only one that doesn't really have a corresponding shimmer is the matte green shade Key Lime down here. But yeah, I'm excited to pull this out and have it on my desk. Okay, so the next palette to talk to you about, it's already like grubby and beat up looking in the short life that we've had together. This is from Blend Bunny. This is the Dollhouse palette. And if I open it up, this is what it looks like. So it is her take on a neutral palette. And I think I've said this before, but yeah, this is such a well done like neutral palette. I feel like it's the only neutral palette that I really need in my collection. The mattes blend out super well. The shimmers are really nice. I do want to say, On camera, this row right here always looks like just a bunch of black eyeshadows. So I want to point out to you, they're not blacks. They're like very dark, I guess you could say blackened shades that correspond to like the color story within the different rows. So like this one is like a very dark kind of like olivey army green. This one's kind of like a plummy purple. You know, we've got this one that's more of like a tealy blue. This one's more of like an eggplant purple. This one's more of like a chocolatey brown. This one's more of like, it's not really a black, but it's kind of like, I guess, a gray black. So yeah, just in case you were curious, like that's not just all black shadows. All right, a lot of big palettes coming out. Look how fun this is. So I know I kind of talked about this in like a talking myself out of buying these palettes, but then a family member did gift this to me for my birthday. So this is the Glamlight Michaela palette. Let me open this up for you. This is what this looks like on the inside. I do have to say, I feel like this is one of those palettes that's much prettier in person than in the promotional photos. It's really well done. I have dipped into this twice now already. I've used this shadow up here, which was really nice. I've used this blue down here. I used a few of the matte shadows. But yeah, I just had a lot of fun with this. I do love that you can come to this and do something really fun and colorful, but you can also like play it safe with neutrals, and then you can obviously combine the two, you know, like neutrals and colors, and it's really fun. So I'm excited to pull this one out. All right, let's talk about the smaller palette. So this is from Udenzai. This was part of the mystery box that I got. So this is their Alwa 2. Is Alwa how you say it? I know it's fairy in Swedish. But this is from that collection. This is the Mini Ocean palette. If I open this one up for you guys, this is what this looks like. This was not a palette that was like on my radar, but getting it in that mystery box and looking at it, I haven't even yet really swatched this out, but it's super pretty. I'm really interested in this center pan. The only like hesitation I have is that this is like a split pan of eyeshadow. So it's one pan, but two colors, and they're both so pretty. I don't want to like accidentally mix them together, but I do want to pull this out and see like how cohesive is this, because I'm not gonna lie, like this kind of red orange and this brown throw off the like bright and funness of these other four shades. Like I kind of wish they would have just committed and not had these neutral shades in here, especially since it's the Mini Ocean. Like I feel like you could have done some really fun like light greens or yellows and still gotten like your ocean vibe, you know? Okay, so then the last palette to talk about is the Nabla Dreamy 2 palette. This one is probably one of the more neutral palettes that we will be pulling out. And I know it has like a darker color story, and it's like, I don't know, these blues and these purples kind of give me winter vibes. But I absolutely love this shade Libertine right here. And during the summertime, I really do enjoy doing some like really pretty bronzy looks, especially pairing it with like this red shade down here, and then this Lucid Dream shade is a really pretty like topper shadow. So I just want to pull this out and like live all of my bronzy goddessy vibes. Okay, so two primers that I'm going to pull out is my CoverGirl Outlast All Day Primer. This is one of my like absolute favorite holy grail primers. I just feel like this does so well in the heat and the humidity, and also in like the fall and the winter. I do have 2 bottles of this, so I just kind of want to pull this out and use it up until it's gone. And then the other one that I'm going to pull out is from NYX. This is the Marshmallow Primer. I have been using this as like a pore filling primer, not really like a traditional primer. So I only put this down in my T-zone, and I've been pairing it with the CoverGirl one. This is really nice for like a pore filling primer. Is it as heavy duty as some of your more traditional pore filling primers? Probably not, but I really like the effect of it. I am curious to see my thoughts, how I feel after I like completely use up this whole bottle, you know, because sometimes after you use things to completion, like your opinion changes on them. But so far I really like this, and I could see myself just repurchasing this as my pore filling primer. Okay, so we're looking at lipsticks, lip glosses, like everything like that. I know I do want to pull this out. This was also from my Udenzai mystery box. This is one of their matte lip stains. This is in the shade Ripe Papaya. Let me give you a swatch of it. Now, like I've said before, they're matte lip stains. They wear beautifully Like, I really have no complaints about them. They don't ever look like weird, you know, but they are really drying, so you do need to top like a gloss on top of it for it to be comfortable. I just want to see, like, is this a color that I want to wear in the summer or the fall or both? Because it's kind of orangey, but it's also kind of brown. So I could see it being really pretty like during either season. So yeah, I'm going to pull this out. All right, I'm going to pull out the other lip stain that I have. This is the cream version from Uden's Eye. This is in the shade Sweet Tulip. And even though it is one of the cream ones, I still find that it is a bit drying. It's not as drying as the matte ones, but it's still more comfortable when you put a gloss on top of it. I've worn this in some videos like previously, and everyone's always complimented me like, oh, your lip color is so nice, but I'm still like a little bit intimidated by it because it does lean on more of like the orangey red side, and I'm just not really a big red lipstick person, but I do appreciate all the compliments, and so it makes me want to like pull this out and try it out more. All right, then I also want to pull out these two from Sephora. These are from their Color Story line. So this first one is the shade Adventuring. I really like the formula of these. I think they're very like soft and creamy. They wear nicely. This is just like a great kind of light brown nude shade to pull out. And then this one is Hot in Havana, which is a really like, woo, punchy orange. Like, you know, I'm feeling myself when I wear this. But summertime is like the best time, I feel like, to pull out this orange lipstick. So I will probably keep Hot in Havana out with me all the way up until the end of September. But those will be the 4 lipsticks that we bring out. All right, then for lip glosses, I'm going to bring out these 3. So this first one is from Fenty Beauty. This is in the shade Fenty Glow. I just feel like this is going to go really nicely with like this matte lip stain. You know what I mean? Like, this is lighter, but they're kind of like same like kind of vibe. Oops. Trying to use the viewfinder instead of actually looking at what I'm doing. All right, then I want to pull out this NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Vanilla Cream Pie. This one isn't actually going to go well with any of the lip products we pulled out. However, it's going to go well with some of the lip products that I'm trying to finish off. So it's just like a great light pink shade. And then the last one is also a NYX Butter Gloss. This is the shade Orange Sickle. So really pretty orange. I think you can tell why I would like to pull this one out. I feel like, one, this will layer really nicely over Hot in Havana, but I think it'll also pair really nicely with the Sweet Tulip shade. And then obviously, like, the Shop My Stashes are just like fun, you know? I reserve the right to pull out like whatever I want. So yeah, that wraps it up. I'm gonna reset the camera and we will put everything away. Okay, so that wraps this up. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a good day, a good night, or a good whatever, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!